and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey, everybody. We're really glad you're here today.
We're thrilled to have you. Today, we're talking about lead magnets, and we have some exciting work to get into with some folks in our community here today. Head over into the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. We're always excited to learn more about you. Where are you in the world, and what are you working on? Who are you helping? We are thrilled to have you here today. This is a live weekly call that we host every single week at 2 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. And it is a great opportunity for you to learn ways to grow your business and manage your business. And of course, how you can use AttractWell to get those things done. So if you want to set up your website, if you want to create or improve your funnels, if you want to create offer ladders in your business where people might be upsold from one thing into another, the sky's the limit. Create courses, coach your clients. Everything is all here under one roof for you. And we are here every week to help you get clear on how to put that stuff to use. So head on over into the chat. Let's hear from you. What's up? We've got Palm Bay, Florida, Long Beach, Washington, Macon, Georgia. We have New York City here on the call, as well as Fargo, North Dakota. We are thrilled to have you guys here. Keep it coming in. Let us know where you are in the world. We are thrilled to have you. All right. So since we do have a lot to get into today, I am going to go ahead and hop out of video. We're going to hop out of video and into our slides. And I've got some content to share with you guys, and we have some exciting updates as well we want to make sure that we get into. So do please keep that chat going. Let us know where you are in the world and introduce yourself. What do you do? Who do you help? This is an awesome community. By the way, we do have a Facebook group. If you aren't a part of it, we invite you to come and be a part of it. It's an incredible community of people just like you who are out there making a difference in the world. So today we are talking about creating and offering lead magnets with AttractWell. So today we're first going to share an exciting update. Greg is going to show you guys. We have a new viewer for our message analytics. If you want to see your open rates, your click-through rates on your messages, your emails, your texts, etc., you can do that. And of course, we have a really cool interface for it now. Greg's going to share that with you. We're going to talk about how to pick the right lead magnet or the right lead generating offer to use on your site and at the top of your funnel. We'll talk about how you can create lead magnets and add them to AttractWell. We'll talk about how you offer, ultimately, once you have that created, offer that lead magnet with AttractWell, and then we'll get into some live help and Q&A. We did have a pretty cool question come into us from a customer before the call, and we're going to get into a really interesting way to build out a funnel where you might start with a low offer, like a tripwire type product, and then progress up all the way through courses and coaching. So we'll take a look at that and work with some members of our community today. Now, if you are here looking for help today, this is a live office hours session designed to help you get the help that you need right now without having to wait. And that means you can ask us anything that you like. Put your questions into the Q&A. We are here to help you regardless of whether it has anything to do with today's topic. And if you want to work together live, like some folks have chosen to do today, you can go to attractwell.com/work-review, and you can set up dedicated space on an upcoming live Thursday call, just like this one, to work together on your strategy, on your site, whatever it is that you need help with. And of course, if you want to join one of these live calls, we are on Zoom every week at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. You can go to attractwell.com/office hours to get on the list, get notified, and be the first to receive our replays. And if you're in the process of getting started with us, if you are migrating to AttractWell from one or many other platforms, and you need a hand getting things done a little bit more quickly, you want an expert hand at bay there for you to be able to use to build your website and create the site and the system that you want, you can go to attractwell.com/concierge, and you will see our amazing team there who's able to help you with just about anything that you need for your site. So definitely head over there and grab a quote if you are in need of help. Now, before we get into what a lead magnet is, I actually want to toss this over to Greg, who can show us this exciting new update in our analytics viewer for messages.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashley. Let me share my screen here. But first of all, I just want to say this is an update to an existing feature, kind of an enhancement to it. This has always been here, or the statistics have always been here. But so typically when you send like a bulk email or a bulk text, you might be interested in knowing like what percentage of people maybe clicked a link or opened it, if it's an email, or how was the delivery rate? Is my list clean? All that kind of stuff. So that is all information you were able to find previously if you click on messages here in the contacts menu. And then click on any of the messages that were there. There's some basic stats here, but if you click on the subject line, you get more. And so the enhancement here, where you saw these graphs pop up like that, we've pulled out a few key stats and put them up here so you can see them. This is just an example, so your numbers are going to vary, obviously, but it'll show you the percentage that were delivered, the percentage of people that opened, and the percentage of people that clicked a link, as well as the data has been reformulated on or reformatted a little bit, so it works better on mobile. Previously, it was like a sideways scrolling table columnar looking thing, and it was kind of hard to use. So this makes it a lot easier to see, both on a computer and a phone. Pulls up the key statistics and then really highlights that these numbers are clickable with this view link. The numbers have always been clickable. It's just sometimes hard to see if there's like one little number that's clickable. So it'll show you which ones you want to click on there too. So it just shows you at a glance, the interactions, how clean is your list, essentially, how are people interacting and how many people are clicking. And of course, these latter two really can depend on the content. Well, the opening rate is generally kind of a measurement of subject line strength. And I'll make a note about Apple's had some privacy changes too, but the click rate is, whether it's an email or text, is your email, for example, does it contain any content in there that you are intending people to click? So like, do you have an email that has stuff in it that needs to be clicked, or is it like informative only? So, that can vary a lot depending on what you're doing. But anyway, so, and one other note about the open, it's not, and this is an industry-wide thing, it's not 100% reliable. Apple's made some changes recently so that I think pretty much everybody who uses Apple Mail, it shows opened. But anyway, it's kind of a general sense of list health and are the messages you're sending interesting and useful to people. But the delivered and the click statistics are, great. Those show you, those are the percentage of people, not the number of clicks. That other data is down here too, if you want to know, like, oh, there were 20 people and they clicked 37 times or whatever. That's data you can see down here. Total clicks versus this. We've got these top stats. So anyway, yeah, the update is it's really easy now to see kind of at a glance how your bulk emails and texts went with these stats at the top and visualize that rather than looking at a table of numbers. So yeah, that's the exciting part for today. Back to you, Ashley.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. So excited to have that. It's so much easier, especially like you mentioned on mobile, to be able to see that. So thank you for that. Diane does have a question here in the chat that I think would be probably best addressed by you, Greg, about
yeah, sure.
Dealing with data.
Yep, migrating from another CRM. Is that the one you're looking at there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay. Right.
So Diane asked if we're migrating from another CRM, is there a limit of contacts and are duplicates cleaned out? So when you're migrating, every AttractWell plan does have a limit on the number of contacts. You can see that on our pricing page if you want. So AttractWell.com/pricing. There'll be the number of plans there. If you need a custom plan, those are fit 99% of people or more. If you need a custom plan or something, you can certainly reach out to us if you've got more or whatever. So yeah, there is a limit based on your plan, and our duplicates cleaned out. They are cleaned out by email address. They're deduplicated. So if you import a list that's got 5 of the same email addresses in there, you won't end up with 5 contacts. You'll end up with 1 ultimately when you've imported it. There is a way to deduplicate based on phone number as well, if that's how you prefer. Like if you're importing from a text-only program, which is quite common too, there's another box that allows you to deduplicate by mobile phone number. So yeah, Diane, if you have any other questions, certainly pop it in Q&A or comments and we'll get to it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, so let's get into you guys. Let's talk about lead magnets. I'm actually kind of curious. Head over into the chat. Let me know what kind of lead magnet you are offering at the top of your business funnel. It may be something that lives on your website. It may be something that you're currently offering on social. What does that look like for you? Ooh, Diane has a content planner. That's cool. It's a very useful tool. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, Miranda's got a checklist. Keep it coming, you guys. Journal prompts for mompreneurs, PDF, a practice log, DIY guide for healing. Fabulous, you guys. This is exciting. An artist roadmap. Fantastic. All right. So what is a lead magnet? For those of us who are unfamiliar, A lead magnet, conceptually, is just basically a free or low-cost thing that you're paying it forward with in exchange for someone's contact information. You, as a business with a presence online, you need to build a list of prospective future customers or clients that you can contact at will without having to rely on social media platforms. So what we are doing is paying it forward with something of value that we can offer to someone else in exchange for their information so we can grow our list. And then, of course, that person may receive marketing or sales messages from us so as to help them move ahead down our funnel so that they might become our customer or client. And this is something that is typically offered on your website to get leads and to grow your list. So a lead magnet is essentially what's being offered at your traffic source level, typically. Now, if you have opted in on AttractWell.com, we actually offer this one-page funnel blueprint and a training that goes with it. It's a complement to our Client Funnel Challenge course that you all have probably heard of at this point as well. But essentially what's happening here is that our traffic source, which is this left-hand column over here, that's your content on places like YouTube or your blog. It's the stuff that you send out to your list of subscribers that you may already have. It's the posts that you put out into the world on social media, any paid traffic that you offer, or even at live events. You're typically offering a lead magnet. In those situations, if you show up in any of these places that I just listed, you aren't showing up and saying, working with me is $3,497. Here's how to get started, right? No, what we do is we put something out there and say, hey, here's a carrot, right? And of course, we want to lead them in that direction off of wherever this traffic source is, and of course, onto your list, which is what the lead magnet does. So it's offered out in the world by you, alongside usually a link to a landing page where someone would then be offered that thing in exchange for their contact information, right? So this is where we start, right? This is where we're offering our lead magnet. Then they're offered formally on the page where they can put in their name and email to receive that thing, right? So here's the carrot, right? And now they land here and they can get it, right? They put in their name, they put in their email, maybe their phone number, and in exchange for that, they're going to get the thing that they asked for. Then it is delivered via a redirect, right? So that means that after they visit this page, you may send them straight over to the page where they receive what they asked for, or you send it to them via email and you send a link, right? So this is most often seen. Somebody opts in, maybe they go to an authority page like you see here, or they go to a thank you page, confirmation page, and tells them to open their email so that they can get the thing that they came for, right? And then, of course, we can, throughout the campaign or the email or text sequence that's sent out after they opt in on the landing page, we can then, again, repeatedly, maybe twice, link back to this free thing that they asked for. So now the lead is on your mailing list. They can be exposed to opportunities to buy or to move ahead in your funnel toward opportunities that move them further down, such as booking a call with you, right? So some examples of lead magnets can be guides, ebooks, or other useful downloadable products. These can be videos, series of videos, mini courses, trial subscriptions, free consults, samples, or even newsletters. All of these are ways to attract and convert leads at varying degrees of efficacy based on your business and what you offer. So how do you know what the right thing is to offer as a lead magnet at the top of your funnel? There's a few criteria that we want to pay attention to. First, it needs to be directly relevant to a problem that your audience has, and they acknowledge that problem to the point where they're Googling about this, right? So putting yourself in the shoes of your ideal person, maybe doing a little bit of keyword research, Googling, looking for the keyword strings that are populated. If you go to Google and you start typing in questions and things like that, you will often start to see something that can lead you in the direction of an actionable lead magnet, right? It also, and this is where most of us miss the mark on lead magnets, your lead magnet also should be derived from the very solution you're selling. We can say, oh, wouldn't that be a nice thing to offer on my website? And sure, maybe. However, the most effective thing to offer on your website is something that directly seeds the thing you're selling. Because the whole purpose isn't just to build a list. You aren't building a list just for the sake of building a list, right? I doubt, I mean, maybe some people do that, but that's it's in the single digit percentages of people who might be on a webinar such as this one today. So what we're looking for is something that we can put out there that is directly relevant to a problem they have and adjacent to or part of the actual solution that they need. Because if we can tell them, hey, if you like how this cake tastes, I can sell you the whole cake, right? And it needs to taste the same. It needs to be the same flavor, right? So if your thing that you're offering for free on your website has no real relationship or connection to the thing that you're ultimately selling, you're going to have to deal with that gap there where the context doesn't exist, right? People aren't going to see the logical path from, I like this thing that I downloaded from this person, to I want to pay that person money and get this next thing, right? So we do want to make sure as often as possible that our solution, our freebie, our lead magnet is derivative of the ultimate solution that we're selling. What this should also do is help your person to get a win, help your lead to win without you there. And this builds trust. So this helps them to accomplish something that they want to accomplish. If you think about your offer, what you ultimately sell as something that is 14 steps, you're going to help them solve 3/4 of one step, right? Or half of one step or something to that effect. But it's going to be a part of that journey. And it's something that's important to them that they're looking for help with already. And again, because you're able to meet them with their problem and help them solve part of that problem, you can then say, hey, by the way, I know if you're here, you're probably also looking to finish this journey and go this additional mile. I'm here to help you do that. Here's what I'm offering, right? It's so much easier and more logical to make that connection if they've already been introduced to your expertise and context. And then finally, and this is, as I just kind of mentioned, helping them solve half, 3/4 of a step of a 14-step journey, right? We're helping to expose the gap with this lead magnet between where they are right now and the outcome that they really want. And this sets you up for a really easy sell. Even if you don't feel particularly gifted at selling, people will ask for you to pitch them if the context is clear enough. So I just can't reiterate enough. If you're able to give something relevant to them that helps them accomplish something that they're actively looking to accomplish, and that you can say, by the way, this is a part of a bigger thing that I offer, it's going to make logical sense to the right person, right? And of course, this also showcases your expertise and experience. Michael, you just asked a fantastic question. Can I still charge a nominal amount for a lead magnet? 100% yes, you can. Absolutely. I would still recommend that you have other means of building your list. Having a, so you have a $7, like an ebook or something to that effect. Absolutely. But I would still actively promote in your social media and on your website opportunities for people to get onto your newsletter. The only issue with offering or charging even a nominal amount for a lead magnet is that, and this is going to depend on your audience, it's going to limit your list your list growth by putting that barrier to entry there. If that's a non-issue and you actually really want to be filtering only for, so you only want to build a list of the most serious people and you feel really good about the conversion of that $7 offer, and you feel like that's going to be an obvious no-brainer and it works well, then by all means, let that be the main thing. For most people, though, generally speaking, I recommend that you have a free thing that you build your list with, and then that you have filtering strategies. But yeah, if your goal is to filter at the outset, then yeah, by all means. And I actually I'm excited that we're going to be working with you here today, because we're going to be able to visually show everybody what it looks like to have a paid lead magnet at the front end and how you can automate people moving through that system. So really good question here. So have we got this? You guys maybe take a screenshot if you want to. We need to solve a problem that we know that they're looking up, trying to figure out. It needs to come from what we're ultimately trying to pitch them. It needs to help them actually see themselves grow, actually see themselves solve some part of the problem because they got access to this. They're going to be grateful for you and what you've done, and they're going to trust you more, right? And of course, that is a thing that helps you to sell. And then finally, because we've got context and we've been able to show them that we can help them, we can now show them that, hey, here's where you are. I know that this is where you want to be. Here's the thing that'll get you from here to there. And now you can sell on autopilot, or of course, if you are selling on calls or something like that, you're going to have a much, much easier sell. It's going to be a better use of your time. And then of course, in all cases, we want to showcase your expertise and experience. If it doesn't fit this last one, you should not be doing it, right? I feel like this one's a little obvious, but anyway. So now let's talk about how we create lead magnets. First, I'll focus on downloadables. These are some of the easiest to create. Like Michael mentioned, you can sell these too. You can absolutely sell these. And people who have put money on the table are exponentially more likely to purchase from you the next time you offer something. So having something like this that is, again, either free or a very low cost is going to help you to build a very qualified list of people. So first thing you're going to want to do before you even begin creating lead magnet is you want to write out all of your copy. You can go back and watch our AI training from last week, learn a little bit about how to maybe utilize ChatGPT to help you get some of that copy written, gather any links. So if you're going to have calls to action for them to maybe, click through to a next phase in your funnel, et cetera, you want to have those things gathered. Then of course, you're going to create your download. I personally think that Canva is really user-friendly and something that anybody could use that's using our platform. You just basically want to go into Canva, select an A4 or a letter size, US letter size, and use one of their templates. They have so many templates that are well formatted that look good. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just go in, pick one that looks good, adjust the colors to your brand palette. You could also use a word processor and export it as a PDF. If you are way more techie than I am or designy than I am, you could use like one of those Adobe softwares that I absolutely don't know how to use. Anyway, you've got lots of options here. You could even go to Fiverr and hire somebody to do it for you, right? So either way, create this. We're going to export it as a PDF, right? Take whatever you've already written. Of course, you're going to paste in, copy and paste what goes in it, the content of it. Make sure you've got links. Remember that your lead magnet is not just something that you're giving away or selling for low price. Remember that your lead magnet is a tool to sell the next thing, right? So you want to make sure that the content of your lead magnet is pointing toward the pitch, right? Whether that is to hop on a call with you if you have a second stage in your funnel, or if you want to send them to a sales page to buy a course, if that's what you're offering after they purchase or they opt in for, say, an ebook, right? Of course, again, once we're done, we're going to export that as a PDF, and then you're going to upload it to AttractWell. I will say, if you do plan on simply creating a one-page downloadable, like a one-page document, you can use AttractWell for this purpose. You can actually create with a Canva button and create a single page PDF. That's one of the options that you do have there. But if it is a multi-page, Canva's integration right now for third parties like AttractWell doesn't support multi-page downloads, or multi-page PDFs. So you will want to create that independently in Canva if you know it's going to be a multi-page document. Okay, so what this is going to look like once you have this done from wherever you have created your PDF, you're going to click this little guy right here, this plus with the 3 dots. When you hover over, it says more rich. You're going to click that, then you're going to click upload file. You are then going to select it from your device. It will populate into the editor that you are in. This is your quick and dirty way to upload files. Even if you don't need to send them or post them somewhere right now, they're going to live on in your file manager, which is that button right next to it with the 2 pages that says insert or manage files. So what you can do here, let's just say, for instance, if you're going to be inserting this into a campaign message, you're going to follow these steps to upload the file, and then you're simply going to click edit link and modify the text to click here or something like that, better copy than just the name of the PDF. When you click update, that'll be ready to go. You can even click the little button editor there with the star and turn that into a visual button, clickable button if you'd like. And then again, once you have uploaded your PDF, that and all other PDF and other downloadable files are going to live inside of that insert manage files button that you can access from any editor in the AttractWell system. So that can be inside a blog post or an email message or campaign editor or whatever, right? Anywhere that you see this editor, you're going to be able to do this function. Now, video is also a fantastic way to deliver a lead magnet. If you want to build trust with someone who doesn't know you well, video is one of the quickest ways to get that done. So video is actually something that you can create assisted by AttractWell. And of course, you can host your video with AttractWell now as well. So what you can do is first film whatever your content is on your mobile or tablet device. And you can actually use the video manager in AttractWell to do this. I'll show you a quick screenshot of what that looks like here in a moment. Now you also have the ability to, if you want to do like a screen recording, or if you are sitting at a desktop computer or a laptop and you want to film a talking head or slides and actually have that be the video that you share, this is a really cool, quick and dirty way to get a video done and uploaded to AttractWell and ready to share faster than I think basically any other option. So what you would do is you open Zoom meetings in AttractWell and you're going to record to the cloud. You're going to start a meeting just yourself. You're going to record to the cloud. You'll film your content. That's your talking head or sharing your screen. And then of course you end your meeting, you go to My Recordings in Zoom meetings, and you are then able to transfer that Zoom cloud recording directly over to the video manager. I'll show you what that looks like here in a sec. So first, from your phone or your tablet device, if you want to film a video, you can click right here where it says select videos or drop here. When you click that, you have the option to take video. So you can actually select take video and begin recording in front of you. And of course, you can turn it around and have it face you as well, however you want to do it. So you can actually initiate video recording from right there, and it's going to upload straight into AttractWell when you're done. The other way that I mentioned, if you are someone like me who prefers to use slides for video, then you can actually go to AttractWell and you can open your Zoom meetings, click this Meet Now button right there in the middle. We're then going to record to cloud, film our content, and end the meeting in Zoom. And then you go to My Recordings, again on the Zoom meetings page, and you'll actually see, if we look over here to the right, down at the bottom, where you see there's the audio only, timeline, active speaker. With the active speaker view, you can actually click down there where it says copy to my video library, and it will move your video straight over to AttractWell. Now, not all of us are going to want to necessarily use this. Maybe you are someone who wants to do a good deal of editing to your videos before utilizing them, but this is a quick and easy way to take a very straightforward piece of content and get it into AttractWell quickly without the use of 3, 4, 5 different kinds of software. You can do this completely with AttractWell and your device. All right. Now, if you're offering a consult or a call, I want to recommend that you actually follow what we teach in the Client Funnel Challenge. So we actually do teach in there the entire strategy, beginning with what you're selling and figuring out what your lead magnet is, creating it, and then constructing the funnel where after they opt in, they're immediately provided with that context where they see that, hey, there's a bigger thing that you're working on and I'm here to help you. Here, book a call with me and let's figure out what your next steps are, right? And so if that is your type of business, if that's the model that you feel would best suit what you're selling, this is going to be ideal for coaching and consulting, in particular high ticket. If you're selling something typically over about 2,000 US, that's about where that sweet spot tends to be, where you're going to want to have a human there for the conversion. Then you're going to want to follow what we teach here. This is, as of right now, 100% free. So attractwell.com/CFC if you don't have access to it yet, and the link will be in the YouTube video description here. And if you want even more in-depth funnel models and training, the AttractWell Launch Challenge is kind of where you want to go, because I reference the Client Funnel Challenge in here. I reference all kinds of different models in here. And this is really going to take you from the I am getting started with my business all the way through, like all of the main systems that you are running. So if you are well into and you're not just launching your business, but you want to tweak a particular system like your funnel, you're going to want to check out the module that's in here. So if you are an AttractWell customer, you have access to this for free. If you go to your AttractWell, you log into the dashboard, scroll all the way down to My Account Settings, and then scroll down that page and look for this AttractWell Launch Challenge, you'll get access. And There's, as of this filming, we do have one more live call where we're going to be meeting next Wednesday, actually. So hope to see you there. Let's get into some best practices, and then we're going to get into Q&A and actually work with our friend Michael here on this multi-step funnel that he has envisioned. And we will be working with TL as well. TL, I saw that you signed up for a call today as well. So let's get into our lead magnet best practices. First, make sure that whatever it is that you're creating, it's about them and it's about their priorities. It is an opportunity, yes, to showcase your expertise, but the way that you are showcasing your expertise is by showing up so perfectly for them and speaking their language and meeting them where they are. They will see and know that you know what you're talking about if you are hitting the context right. So make sure it's about something that's really important to them and you're good. You also, importantly, you don't need a lot of lead magnets. I would encourage you to really focus on having 1 or 2. And if you're looking to swap them out, do that every 90 days to 6 months. This really is sort of like a greeter walking in the door. We just need to get people in the door. What's really happening that's going to grow your business is inside, right? So you can, again, create new offers and test new offers. But I would give them 90 days to 6 months to really actually test the efficacy of what you're doing. And again, if you are unclear on any of this, definitely check out the launch challenge because that's got the full blueprint there for you. Now, done is also better than perfect. You needed a lead magnet months ago if you don't have one yet. Even if you are just getting started and you just want to promise a newsletter, that is perfectly fine. You got to have something to start building your list. So start with what you have. You will make things better and better as you go. Of course, that's what happens when we practice and we perfect what we do, but you're not going to have perfect the first time, and you got to be okay with that. Also, and to that end, substance trumps style. The people that you are reaching with this stuff, they care way more about what it's going to do for them than what it looks like. So don't get too hung up on whether it's pretty enough or whether the brand looks like this or that. Obviously, it needs to be clean. It needs to be professional. But most importantly, it needs to clearly deliver the thing that they're looking for. If they see that and they understand that you understand them, they're going to be someone who's great as a candidate for you to ultimately sell. And then finally, with lead magnets, you do want to give abundantly, but do leave a little bit of room for wanting more, right? We don't want to put empty promises out there, but we absolutely do want to have what we show and share with them, give them hope, have them trust, but then have them also be able to easily see that there's a lot further that they could go and that we're the person they could do that with, or we're the business that could help them to get there. All right. So let's get into some live help and Q&A. I'm so excited to bring you guys out into chat. Michael, I'm going to bring you out first here. And I've got a visual model that I actually created to kind of facilitate the answering of your question. But before we get into that, hi, welcome. Excited to have you here. Are you able to, can you hear me? I wonder, I don't know if you've said anything, but I can't hear you. There might be an audio issue. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like you're muted, but I'm not sure what your audio input might be. Okay, it looks like no one else can hear you either, so it's not just me. Okay. So what you may want to do, Michael, in Zoom, on the bottom left-hand side, there's a little arrow up button that's like right next to the microphone. If you click that, you can select your microphone. And it might be best to use your system microphone, or if you have headphones or something, you could select that if they have an audio input. And hopefully we can get that resolved. I'm wondering, can you hear us? Maybe let me know in the chat.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there you are. Hi.
Okay. Headset. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Glad to have you. Thanks for coming out today. Yeah, so you have, and actually I have this, I believe it was sent over to you as a PDF yesterday. You mentioned,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So you've got a $7 ebook And then after purchasing the book, you want to offer a mini course, and then you want to offer from there a group program, and then upsell into one-on-one coaching, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. So I sent a PDF version of this to you yesterday, so you can actually look at it in greater detail. But basically, and this is done in free form on a Mac, just so you know. And I want to actually, I'm going to shrink this up just a little bit so it's going to be easier to see for folks. So yeah, so starting out here, you know, there's funnel number one, and you had mentioned this is a $7 product, right? So
yep.
What you would do is in AttractWell, you would use a page. You could also, if you are using the store feature in AttractWell, you could have this as a purchasable item in the store. In any case, there is an automation that you're going to want to use. Automations are really the key to creating the sort of custom user experience that you want for people based on the actions they take. So in this particular case, the automation is going to tag that person with ebook, just as an example. It will also apply this campaign that's going to, you know, maybe give them a link to download the ebook. But then you also want to, and I'll grab another one of these arrows here. What this will also do is point them to this buying opportunity over here as well. Right. So we'll be offering that. Right. And this is just a drip sequence. And then what I would recommend doing as well, after a period of time, if they haven't purchased, that you maybe attach an additional automation, and you can do this at the individual message in a campaign level, and have that remove this campaign and then tag them with your general mailing list if you have one. And that's, you know, a strategy that you're using. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Awesome. And then, yeah, I mean, we're basically following a similar pattern here, except as we progress, our automation is also removing previous tags and campaigns for us. In this case, your mini course is going to live inside of a vault. And so we'll get them access to that vault with this automation. From this mini course offer. They can, you know, the sequence can absolutely be somebody buys for $7, immediately they see the $47 offer. After they buy the $47 offer, they could maybe also see this immediately, right? It could be an immediate flow, where all of this is just stuff happening on the back end. But you do have with your campaigns here the ability to drip out those additional buying opportunities if you want to use them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think my issue is just getting this all set up, right? So I have put my course into the vault. I've got that uploaded. But getting the flow all set up in the back office, I think that's the issue that I'm running into. Got
you. Yeah. So, is that something, I mean, if you're wanting to have help with that, this is like this list here of stuff. You know, you could basically use this as an outline to create, here's the copy for campaign 1, et cetera. Like here's the copy for campaign 2. If you wanted to, you could use this as a blueprint for yourself to basically just say, okay, I need to create, because this gives you a list of all the things that need to be done. But if you wanted to go to concierge services, then, they could quote something like this for you. And then for whatever, varying degrees of you contributing copy or the team coming up with copy for you, I would, you could absolutely take this list over to concierge for sure and get quoted on that if you wanted help with it for sure.
Yeah, I do believe that I have a meeting scheduled for next week. So what I'll do is I'll try to set up as much as possible. And then, have them look over what I've done.
Yeah, for sure. And they can, I can make sure that they've got access to this sort of layout as well. And then, yeah, I mean, basically what they would really most likely need from you are the deliverables, right? So the course and then any copy that needs to be explicitly like from you and in your voice and everything. And then they could absolutely set something like this up. But just so I'm clear and that we don't have to modify this for them. Is it generally true that if somebody buys the ebook, they're going to probably receive a few messages that's offering the mini course?
Yes.
Okay. And similar here after it's not just a one-time offer. We're actually like nurturing toward that next thing.
Correct. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah. And then I assumed as well that from once inside the group program, like you wouldn't actually be Like nobody is going to be offered one-on-one coaching unless they're in the group program. Would you say that's right?
No, it's not correct.
Okay.
So I think after the mini course, I want to offer either the group coaching or the one-on-one coaching. Some
Got you.
people have, personal things, or they don't want to, have, it's private or whatever, and they want to do one-on-one coaching. So I think offering either or.
Okay. Yes. All right. Fantastic. So then what this would look like is, we would just drag this guy down and move this guy
Sure.
up. And yeah, that's essentially what that would look like, as we are, let me zoom this guy out. So yeah, these would still all be offered. It would just be, go this way or go this way. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, as of right now, the mini course is uploaded. My mini course is uploaded in there, and I'd like to start selling it. I've linked Stripe. How do I link a domain name?
Got you. Yeah. So do you have a domain name attached to your AttractWell yet?
It's not attached. I bought it through GoDaddy a week ago.
Okay. Yeah. So that's something, actually, let me show you exactly where to go, where all of that information is, so you know.
Thank you.
Where to find it. Yeah. So this little guy right here, when you're logged in, if you type in the word domain, custom domain and email, there's some information here that that may be helpful for you. One of the things that I would definitely recommend doing, in addition to just checking out what's in this article, is just making sure that you reach out to our team. If you have, like, do you have an email address on that domain purchased as well, or something that you have access to already?
No, I don't. I don't have an email address on that one.
So that's something that our team can help facilitate. And then there's some important sort of back-end email server stuff that our team would be able to help with as well, just to make sure that you've got great deliverability and all of that. So they can actually set you up with a custom server for that email address, which is complimentary. So I would read through the article here, just that you'll find in the back of AttractWell, and then just reach out to the team with that information, and they can help you set that up.
Cool. And what would be the correct email for the team?
Yeah, support@attractwell.com.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Nope, that's it.
All right, fantastic. Well, welcome. We're thrilled to be working with you, and I'll make sure the team also has access to this document here for quoting and planning.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out. All right, let me see, there's a couple questions here too, and make sure we don't miss. And then TL, I'm going to bring you right out. So Peggy says, I have a radio ad running for another week. The ad manager at the studio advised that I remove the lead magnet offer because people will just use these 5 diet tips to lose weight and they won't need coaching. The download does give 5 tips that will actually absolutely bring about weight loss. The ad will run for 1 more week. So far, I've had lots of website views, but no calls or if Well, I guess, Peggy, are you sending them straight to the landing page? Because, I mean, if the problem is that you're giving away too much, then I think that the circumstances that you would be viewing right now are that people are arriving and they're opting in. They just aren't responding in the next stage. That would indicate that you're maybe giving away too much in the lead magnet. It could be, I mean, if the download is on the other side of a landing page, then yeah, let's see. So the radio ad, what is the radio ad offering? Because it could be that as well. You could test out something if you have a Facebook group, if you're wanting to maybe try something out, like while it's running, maybe see if something that's social media based might be helpful. So let me show you really quick. There's a way, if you wanted to do this, if you had like maybe a free Facebook group or something to that effect. If you wanted to redirect, you can go into pages and create a new one with literally nothing on it. It could be a blank page. And you just want to name it with whatever, you could say group is the domain path for it. And then you're going to go into the advanced settings on the page, if my browser will ever let me load it. I don't want to reinstall my entire operating system, but Safari is just a train wreck for me lately. We do have here, let me actually just type in I'll show you exactly where to find this. If you put in redirect, I believe that will show you, here we go, forwarding pages and short links. This article right here, if you wanted to maybe offer something that is even lower barrier to enter, such as like a Facebook group, that might be something worth trying if you just have another week to run and you aren't currently seeing conversions from that ad. Okay. Abigail says, I noticed that some people will grab the offer, then immediately opt out of future emails, which is fine. I also noticed that people who opt out will still show up on recipient lists for group emails. Will those opt-outs not receive emails even if their names are captured for group emails through other tags? So people do have the option when they are managing emails from you to remove themselves from a specific campaign. But when someone opts out of emails, they're opted out of emails. So they wouldn't receive any further emails from you. If they are opted into email and text, you may have some things that are also delivering as text. Perhaps that's how they're receiving those things. But yeah, if they're tagged and you're emailing them and they are opted out, they're not going to be getting those messages. Okay, thank you for the questions. I'm going to bring you out, TL. Thank you so much for your patience. Excited to chat with you. It's been a bit. Hi, welcome.
Hey folks, are you doing okay?
Yeah, doing great. How are you? Where are you in the world this week?
I am currently in India visiting my parents. Just got here from 2 months in Thailand and headed back to Europe in a bit, but don't let me bore you with that. It's good to see you folks.
Likewise.
Cheers. I took your advice, and actually this is for context kind of related to the launch course we're all doing, but I did want to get a jump start on things. So I taught for free for a month. The good news is I got a bunch of really brilliant testimonials, very flattering stuff. The bad news is now I'm stuck with about 7 hours of video content. I over-delivered and I'm never doing it again. I totally over-delivered. I offered like 7 clients, like 3 sessions of almost like 60 hours of coaching. Sorry, 6 hours of 60 minutes of coaching, sorry. So now I'm stuck with about 7 hours of video content, very good stuff, which can be used. I need help with the what and the how. What do I do with this content? How do I go about it?
Okay. So the easiest answer to this is if you have permission and the content is not too sensitive in nature, and it is something that you could see being very helpful to someone else, the easiest thing to do is to trim the ends of it. If there's any weird intro, outro, whatever, and offer one of these recordings for some, low price, moderate price on your website. So, what you've essentially done is you've filmed a how-to. And so what they're able to do is to learn how to accomplish whatever they're accomplishing by watching this video. So that would be the easiest path. Next, thank you. Yes, Tanya, you have such great ideas. Tanya says masterclass. You're offering a masterclass, right? So it's a recording. That's a fabulous way to frame it. So that would be the best and easiest path, in my opinion. Beyond that, depending on the nature of what was covered in the videos, it may be helpful to maybe even have a series of these. You could offer a package of these. If one solves one problem, then obviously sell that solution to that problem, as here's an entire call where I coach someone from here to here. And then you could, and maybe sell that, like we were talking about with Michael, he's got a $7 ebook. You could sell this for, a lower price. And then of course, once somebody watches that, and this is why a paid lead magnet can work really well, somebody watches it, they see it, they understand its value, they could see themselves in the shoes of that person that's being coached. Then the offer that you have following up is, if you would like to get context around your unique issues and problems, here's where you can pay to book with me.
Nice.
Tanya, also great podcast content. It could be podcast content also. Yep.
Quick question. Start off with that's brilliant. Any pointers on? Do you have any expert tips on how to trim content like this, or any shortcuts you've any sneaky secrets you've used in your
Yeah,
arsenal?
Mine are super sneaky and super low tech because this is not my zone of genius. So I'm
Exactly
on
what
a
I'm looking for.
yeah. So I'm on a Mac, and most of the content that we do here is on Zoom. And this I follow this every week. Tanya's got another brilliant gold nugget drop there in the comments. I'll talk about that in a second. That's a really valuable one that you just mentioned there. But basically what I do is when Zoom processes the recording, I download it. And when I open it, and this again, I'm on a Mac, I can't answer how this works on a PC. I open it, and the default on a Mac is the QuickTime player. Under the edit menu, there's an option for trim, and I can trim the front. I could even trim the back if I wanted to. Can I trim in the inside? Probably. Do I know how to? Absolutely not. So that's for Zoom, that's what I do. I just edit in QuickTime player. When I'm creating course content that we are selling or that we're offering as premium content, I am, again, on a Mac, I'm using ScreenFlow, and I do my best to just get it all in one take. I don't splice. When I do, it takes such an incredible amount of time. I aim for short form content so that if I need to reshoot it, it's going to take me less time than it would if I was going to try to staple things back together. So yeah, just very, very quick, easy editing, just trimming the front or the back or both in QuickTime is how I do it most of the time. Otherwise, it's relatively easy in ScreenFlow. I have used it for like 10 years for very limited purposes. I know there's so much more you can do with it that I don't even know how to do. But Tanya mentioned, and this is, depending on your budget and what you plan to do with your content, Descript is ridiculously cool. If you upload your video content into it, you have to spend some time. My husband used to use it for his podcast. You can spend some time like speaking to it so it knows your voice, and you can go in and get an entire transcript of everything that you said. You can edit the transcript, and it even edits the video of like you speaking.
Wow.
Yeah. It's wild. The only thing is, and I think this was a sort of a stopping point for him in using it. If it's a 2-person podcast or a 2-person voice piece of content, it's a little challenging with the audio inputs because I can't, this is where my understanding stops. So
that makes sense.
But yeah, that's an interesting thing to check out. But the other thing too, if you have Vimeo, they do automatically sort of transcribe for closed captioning after your video has been uploaded for some time. And so there is a way when you're doing chapters and videos in Vimeo for you to search for words and stuff, for you to find places in your video where you've talked about particular things. If for nothing else, you could use that to sort of like identify the time frames within the video that you can then maybe take it into your QuickTime and just isolate. And so here's my clip that I'm going to save as addressing topic A or B or whatever. I'm such a hack when it comes to video, though. That's the extent of what I can share. Another thing that you could do, another thing that you could do is if you know the points in the recording, you could, again, go to like Fiverr.com and pay somebody $5 to clip the video in this particular way, right? And then you're really starting to look at, sort of chopping up content into pieces that are particularly valuable in context. I would caution going that route for 7 hours worth of content unless you really believe that like what you said right there, just right there, like that was absolute gold and you need that to be included in something.
Yeah, exactly. Quick question. Thank you. That's exactly the kind of info I needed. With regards to using the material as promotional material on Instagram, for example, now that Instagram's gone all video gaga, any pointers on you addressed something really important, sensitivity. So these are one-on-one sessions. I'll have to be careful to edit to make sure that the conversations remain universal in their themes. But any pointers on what exactly getting permission entails? Technically speaking, I have permission because they agree to the fact that this content would be used for promotional purposes. But how do I stay safe with regards to this? What's the etiquette here?
Yeah. So what I would encourage you to do is to find their question and consider having that be like a still frame with the question like written out on the screen. And potentially even removing their voice or their photo, their identity. Just
Nice.
to really make this for two reasons. Number one, it's going to feel better for the person who had that call with you. And that's really the most important thing. But the second part is that in sort of seeing you in an environment that one might work with you in and not seeing the other person that you are actively working with, someone can actually start to see themselves working with you, if that makes sense. So it almost feels like that it creates sort of an empty chair sensation where they can start to see themselves there. So if perhaps what you can do is you could take the question, summarize the question or problem that's presented by the client that you were working with, have that in a still frame so that we're not actually showing their face, their voice, what have you. And then you clip your response and your, how you work there. You're basically removing them, their sort of visible presence from the video and audio as much as possible to kind of present this as someone's asking you questions, they read it on the screen, and then they see your response. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Empty chair. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Really brilliant as always. Thank you so much. That was very, very helpful. I want to respect your time, so feel free to move on to the next questionnaire.
All right. Well, we so appreciate you coming out, and I look forward to having you on again. Awesome. Oh, and by the way, TL, please head over to the chat here and look at what Tanya has shared. There's some pretty awesome stuff here where she's talking about protecting yourself and how Descript works, and because she's clearly bossing out on that game. So thank you for your contribution today, Tanya. We love you. All right, so that is it for today, you guys. If you have any more questions, you got just a couple more minutes. Obviously, if you want to work together on an upcoming call, you have the opportunity to do that. It's AttractWell.com/work review. You can hop on and talk through anything like we just did today with our two friends. And of course, you're welcome to come back, right? Repeat visitors are always welcome. And of course, if you have anything that you would like to learn about, any topics you'd like to see covered on a call like this, please do let us know. We create this content to help you grow your business. So do head over to AttractWell. Let's get started creating some lead magnets today. And of course, get in touch with us if there's anything new that you'd like to learn. Thank you guys for coming and spending this time with us. And we look forward to seeing you next week, same time. Bye, guys.